I'm not pressured by women anymore. In terms of, there's always going to be that pressure of, I want to make money for myself now, my family. Those are the two most important things.
Yes.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the best podcast out there with the best man, Nigerian man. This is Michael Scenario.
And I'm Mura Walgunkoya.
And this is Menisms. How you feeling, Maji? How's your week going? Today is Friday, so obviously when it comes out, people see it. But for us, it's about to be the weekend again. So
Lagos
how's your week
had
going?
me by the throat all damn week, man, bro. I can't even. So I know how glad I am it's Friday, but you know, somehow, like when you grow up to a certain age,
30.
Friday is not even a weekend anymore because there's work on Saturday now.
30.
There's work on Sunday now.
Man. To me, this has actually been a very, very interesting week for me personally, because it's more of like my year is just starting. I'll say January was a month. Just a month that's there.
Yeah, I think everybody's year is just starting.
It doesn't count. Everybody's year just starting. So for me, it's like reality just started hitting this week. That is like, damn, okay.
We're in a new year
for this, get ready for that. But it's like I'm a bit optimistic, but obviously living in this damn place, like.
No, I feel like it's gonna be a good year though. I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Amen. And shout out to everybody that's starting the year this month. You know, we're all here together.
Yep.
But
always.
Yo, so how you feeling about today's topic? Like today's another interesting topic we got. Shout out to everybody that's watching. Subscribe, watch the show, go watch the other episodes. But we have another interesting topic today. How you feeling for it?
Yeah, ready to jump right in?
So I'm gonna let you introduce it.
All right. So today's topic is a pretty interesting one. It's societal pressure and financial pressure on men. I think there's going to be a lot of things to talk about in this one.
Yes, because I was saying to somebody again this week, it's just conversations had this week that a lot of times us guys, we don't get to really express ourselves on the problems we had. And then even like I saw something saying like they don't really care about men. So what that means is when it comes to things about your emotions or your pressures and all that, you can, as a man, you can't focus on it for too long, or you can't complain about it too long, because as a man you have to provide. So with that, in society, when everybody now always says, especially on social media, oh, it's an open space, you can talk and all that. If a man's really going through something, I saw a post, they showed
Will Smith, it showed Tyrese.
Yes, Tyrese. How about there was one more person, but I forgot, but they had breakdowns.
Yeah.
And yeah, we turned it into jokes and all that, which is fair.
Kanye was the last guy.
There we go. They turned it into jokes. And even for guys too, sometimes when even your guy is going through something, you laugh say, man up.
Yeah,
but
so
there's a lot of reason that's happening, and some of that is because of pressures.
It is.
So,
it is.
But obviously,
I mean, we'll get right into that. It's a lot deeper, if we're going to go in that direction. But I think there's some other parts of the topic we want to touch on today. So, I think we could start off with what the pressures are. Let's even start with that. Like, apart from just finances, there's a lot of other pressure that men actually face or go through from society. And I think one for me is being the, in quotes, man figure, right? And by man figure, I don't necessarily mean like not being able to show sadness or any of all that stuff, right? But it could even be something like not wanting to chase your passions, like maybe you're into arts. They would rather you do the macho stuff, like go into some engineering, and
so when you say they, are you talking about the parents, or are you talking about people around you?
So it's actually a bit of both. It's a bit of both, because the parents around you start that. They kind of like, inject that in as you're growing up. But actually you spend most of the time with your peers. So you could be coming to school with, or you could be going to school and then you're meeting up with peers who have the same kind of upbringing from their parents and all that. But they are a little more like.
I want to tackle something you just said now, because I also want to differentiate it in terms of societal pressures, because again, we are Nigerian. So if we even break it down now, or if we focus on what our pressures are, there's already a start, like you say, the Nigerian pressure. Yeah. So even when you talk about coming from certain families and all, because like I said, for me, when I grew up in America, there wasn't any of that. Right. Because obviously, you go to public school, everybody's the same playing field and all that. So it's more of you as an individual. What do you have? But when I came to Nigeria, like you said, I went to school here. I said there's so much pressure, because there's a pressure of which family are you coming from. Yep. There's Nigerian pressure and all that. Then, like you said, amongst your peers, there's a certain. Would you think? Well, I want to ask you a question. a lot of the pressures in the Nigerian society that we have, do you feel a lot of those pressures are based off ego? Because I had to sit down and think about it, because there's pressures all around, right? The societal pressures. But I feel like there's good pressures we have that in the end make us better. But a lot of it is fueled from ego, our egos. It can be good or bad, but I feel like it's ego. So, for example, it's like, oh, man, you have to go to this school. Oh, no. Like, for example, when you just said you want to do a profession that's outside the norm.
Yeah.
In other societies and all that, some of them allow. Obviously, some don't, but some of them allow because you can make an income. But we look down upon it based off that ego. Like, the parents would be like, I've paid this much to do this. You want to go and be this. Or your peers, like you say, is, oh, you want to go and be this when we've all been doing this.
So I don't think it's ego, actually. I think it's eye service.
Is what?
Eye service. So it's more that than ego. So by eye service, I mean, it's just so the other person, it's basically validation.
So doesn't that still come part of ego?
But I think the only difference is that with ego sometimes is a self-imposed emotion, right? Where you kind of put yourself in a certain level or certain place, and you believe that you can't possibly go beneath that level. It's like a self-imposure. Mm-hmm. However, validation is, you could even be happy with what you're doing. You could choose to do it, but if other people don't, then it doesn't work for you. So validation basically, like, and I think this is every typical Nigerian parent, right? Mm-hmm. The reason why they start off with you must be a lawyer, must be a doctor, was so that my friend who I went to high school with, who has also given birth to
my own children are doing
exactly,
that
my children are successful.
But then don't forget, with that's very true. Yeah. But then, like you said, even with the parents, there's still that, let him become something, so at least I look like a good parent.
So it's still the validation thing. So we're saying the same thing, basically, right? So so we're saying the same thing. So it's more like, so now why you're validating is now where we start to see the differences in, like, I want them to see I'm a good parent, or I want them to see that I've been able to make money for my family so that everybody's living happy, stuff like that. It's all still validation, and the validation ends up making parents project whatever it is they're going to, or even mentors. You could even, anybody that is in a position to, like, give you some kind of inspiration or tutelage or whatever it is, ends up projecting whatever validation acts they are looking to seek onto you, the protege, you, the child, you, the younger one, And in the end, you find that half of it's not even what you personally want.
So, again, that's why I wanted you to finish, because like you just said, there's that, and I feel like that's even what builds the disconnect between a lot of parents and their kids and all that, because like you said, pushing those, if you call it you said validation, so we'll call it, because I guess for me, I'm still in my head, I'm still processing, like, I guess with ego there's validation, because there's a certain validation you want, so you are right. Course, so it's like, even with that, like, when parents project all those things upon you, or the society projects those upon you, it sort of pushes you away. Like, that's why I think a lot of us have that rebellious spirit in us, because if parents, I think it's just like I said, it's just a generational thing. If parents really understood, like, some of the things we are doing, like, I it's a touchy subject for me, because, like, for example, like you said, like, we all in Nigerian societies go through the same thing where school is the most important thing for everybody until you graduate. So there's that pressure and all that. Then once you graduate now, like you said, are you doing one of the top 3 jobs Nigerians say, where you're either a doctor, lawyer, in a 9-to-5 sector? Then when you branch outside of that thing now, it's a different kind of pressure, because you actually have to make it. Because if you don't make it every single day, you are reminded of why this thing is not going to work, why this thing is like, I have degrees, like, I have 2 degrees. I have a master's and undergrad. I've gone to school. But yet I've been in party scenes, entertainment scenes. The kind of pressures I faced out just from family alone. It's like, again, because I come from a good family. Parents have degrees, family is well known and all that, but I'm the one doing parties. Then there's already that stigma of what party guys are like and all that. And it's like, they don't realize that I feel like if they put that energy they use in, like, using their, like, that I said, their ego, like, pushing on, like, you're not doing this. But if they used it to support a lot of kids that are trying to go outside the norm, bro, there'll be a big difference with a lot of us where we still end up successful in our fields, but that societal pressure creates a lot of mental stress on you.
It does.
Like, in terms of depression, like, you know how even in our society, we can't even talk about these things. Talking about depression, even having conversations like this, it's like, You're going through what? In fact, we start doing Suffer Olympics.
Yes, and it's not like if you think your own is bad.
I don't understand that thing. Have you ever understood that thing? It's like even I started understanding it.
So I mean, I've tried to sit down to think about it all the times, and I think every time I always come to the conclusion that it's our coping mechanism as Nigerians. Like, just the mere fact that somebody can be fascinated by the fact that your situation is worse, bro, makes it something I'm eager to talk to. Talk about.
You think you've been through that?
Yeah, so it's like, you know what? I'm a harder guy than you are. In case you didn't know, like bro, like they broke my leg one time. Do you know? And I'm just like, my nigga, that's not something to brag about. Like,
bring a solution or anything to the
problem.
You
shouldn't be saying that out loud. Like, can you yeah? So
let me ask you another question now. In terms of with men now, in our society, as men, I feel like the main pressure we have as men is to provide. Everywhere around the world, we're supposed to provide.
So we're talking finances, billing. Yes. Say it with your chest, billing. The main problem men face now in society is billing.
I don't call it billing because I had to accept something as a man recently. Yeah. It was that if you want a woman, you have to have money. And it's nothing about she's expecting you to have money. I'm not saying that. I'm saying in order to provide, you need capital. So for you have to have money.
So I think that still kind of brings us back to our pressure because again, right? Sometimes we don't even know that our minds are conditioned now because we have already been raised to be providers, right? So we're now conditioned to be like, see, you don't have your cheese, you don't get the woman, like,
bro. And it's true because
it's unfortunate, but that's what is
younger
happening.
20s. Right? I had to be honest with myself. Younger 20s, me, I didn't care about money. I made money.
And money was nice.
Like
right?
it was nice,
but
like
to buy things
I didn't care because again, for different phases in life, like for my first 5 years of my 20s, from 20, I was an athlete, so I just cared about making it in my sports and all that. Obviously, I needed money for stuff, but I'm just about sports. So it's like for getting women and all that, it's like okay, I'm already doing a lot with my life. Like I'm doing this, doing that. So money, they never cared about money, and even now they don't care about money. However, now that I'm not in school, that I have that safety net that, okay, he's an athlete in school getting degrees. There's no safety net. Now you have to make a name for yourself. Okay, I've done that. But then even for me to do that, I have to be doing well to a certain extent that I'm making money that at least this girl say, okay, you're not just playing around.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not just on serious and all that. Because like you said, everything we do is for women. Like whether we want to admit it or not. Obviously, you do it for yourself, but subconsciously.
Yeah, of course.
Even when you have a wife, you are doing it for her to say, bro, I had to be honest with myself. This whole past year, right, during COVID, I was just actually talking to somebody about it, saying that all the shit I did this year, basically, there was still a woman motivation behind it. It was for myself.
Perfect.
Like validation. There was a societal pressure like, okay, I can't have everybody in Lagos say like, this stuff is being wasted. Like the stuff I do, because obviously I do content, I do events and all that. So it's like starting over this year, it's like I can't have everybody say like, this thing is wasted. Then at the same time, it was for women because obviously I was trying to prove a point to my ex at the time.
Yeah.
Like, don't think that this last year during COVID was wasted. Like, see, niggas are doing this. And then it's just recently that I had to ask myself like, when you do things, are you ever doing it for yourself?
Do you know that this stream of this topic that you just brought up? So I was talking to one of my guys recently, and I was just trying to let him know how like. So I was talking to one of my guys recently, and I was just trying to let him know how like, for every guy, there's a different reason they're motivated to like make money, like, and averagely it is two things: one, women, like you already said; two, the society that has been pressuring them. So it's like society in your face. I don't make money now. What's I want to do?
Your mates are doing this already. Why are you not balling? And especially in Lagos, that
yes.
I feel like everybody,
and
rich,
it's always
poor,
the ones who have nothing that pressure you the most. Because one, if it's not the under 23 girls that are telling you, what are you saying now? One of my friends is driving one.
I don't appreciate how you said that specific number.
The world knows
That's
what I'm talking
now
about.
Gen Z. They know who I'm talking Gen Z. I'm here to fight for you. I don't appreciate.
I mean, we're not saying that above 23 don't do that, but I mean, hey.
No. Yeah. But
so
we get.
So so it's a lot more than, and then when you now get the pressure of especially when you have your shit going for you, you get. And I keep saying this thing that, everybody's time is not going to be the same. It's a hard pill to swallow, but everybody's time is not going to be the same. And because you want your time to be the same as when that guy's time is going to blow, then you've not even, so society has not put you back in that same pressure. That pressure you've been trying to swim out of.
Can I be honest with you on something you just said now? I never was pressured, especially in Lagos. Mm-hmm. I never was pressured about money to maybe this year, because previous to that, like I said, I was in a relationship. So at that time,
your focus was kind of just streamlined.
So I didn't care about societal pressures about money, all that stuff. I didn't focus on it. Now, my harsh reality came in COVID, because COVID at the time, like I said, I got stuck in London and all that stuff. So at that time, like, I had money. Like, you know how when you have money in Lagos, you have money. Like, well, obviously, exchange rates, you still have money, but you have to be making more to still fund it.
Yeah, for sure.
So at the time, like, I'm able to travel. I'm making money. So even when I traveled, I had money. COVID happened. I didn't make an income for 8 months.
Bro.
There was a different, now remember what I said, in Lagos, I didn't care about money and all that because I had mine and all that was that. That COVID year, that's when the pressure started hitting me. The financial stress, because it's like, almost not about Lagos, it's life as a man. Because can you provide? Like, my ex was taking care of me the whole time at one point. So it's like, bro, so even now, every single day, that pressure started hitting me like as a man. That provide, like, I can't do shit. So even like, funny enough, I tell people I started doing TikToks because of that. So it was like in my head subconsciously, I was like, as a man, you have to find some kind of way to provide. Let's just try something. Let's see if it works out and all that. Because again, women are very, very patient, but they have as thing as men. We always think women have so much patience unlimited because they tolerate so much. The day that woman's patience runs out, that's why it pains us so much. So it's like, even like I said, all that pressure, by the time that patience wore out and all that, it was like, that's when the reality now hits me, that it was like, whoa, okay, now I realize as a man, you always have to have your finances together, your emotions together. And there was one more, but I forgot what it was, but I know those are the two key things, like your finances and I just forgot the last one I just said.
Your emotions.
Emotions. Appreciate that for the people in the back. Your emotions involved, because when you have those two in order, I feel like the outside pressures, like you said, societal pressures and all that, don't affect you, because you have to really know yourself as a man. That's the one key thing. Like a lot of us that
kind of brings me to the next topic. So, because I wanted to talk a little about how societal pressure kind of affects when a man gets to discover himself. Because a lot of times men don't even know who they are, and it kind of like, ends up being projected into who they end up being with. And because if you don't know who you are, it's kind of hard for you to be with people, even if it's having friends, even if it's having a partner. If you don't know that, this is the kind of person I am, I don't like this, I do like this, I am this way when this happens, if you're waiting for every circumstance to kind of show who you are at the expense of everyone else, this is how people end up losing friends, losing partners and stuff. And it all comes down, or still comes back to how men are being pressured. And because of pressure, they never really have time to actually know who they are. They're just focused on money, success, money, provision, stuff like that.
Are you saying that's universal, or
no? So I'm saying it's universal to some extent. Now, where it begins to change and it begins to be an individual thing is at what point in their lives. Some men end up being, self-discovering themselves by 22, right? Particularly because some kind of harsh realities that just hit them a lot earlier, and maybe they ended up having to be the ones to like provide, but at the same time they were trying to battle being able to be sane, because they're also in a generation now where everybody's kind of outspoken. It's no more about like doing one thing one way. There's so many ways to like become successful now. You don't have to digitally don't have to go to school, stuff. So in the end you start thinking about who you are. So at that point is when you start thinking, okay, I want to go to school, but now I don't have to go to school. I've now seen that there are ways to be successful without going to school. Then you now sit back and be like, am I the kind of person who likes school? We never had chances to think stuff like that, right?
No, I did.
No, so I mean like even much younger, down to like high school. Because some people would just finish at elementary and that's it.
What do you mean?
Just know the basic stuff. So even after high school, right, it was almost like it was mandated that, what do you mean you won't go to university?
Right? Oh, so what? So I guess in the Nigerian perspective, you're right.
Yeah. I am definitely talking from a Nigerian perspective. Yeah.
For me, I didn't want to go to uni. Okay. I wasn't going to. Luckily, I started that Yankee twist. Right. It wasn't until I came here,
right,
that even what's funny? Growing up in America, uni wasn't a must. it's funny because you just said both perspectives.
Yeah, generally in America, uni is like luxury.
Exactly. So let's say in the West, let's just say the West, like you said, university is a luxury. In fact, universally is a luxury, but the way they deem it as is because it's expensive. But then there's systems in place that allow people to still have that option and choice.
Yeah.
So for me, even then, it was like, uni is more uni. Again,
you can hustle your
pressure.
way through.
There's a different pressure that coming here. If you don't go to uni,
exactly,
your mates, everybody is going. From even the dumbest person in class is going to find their way to university.
Yep. And that's why I was saying then that. So you see, and because of that difference in how things are happening then in the society and now in the society, the pressure in itself is being dynamic. So the pressure is kind of changing as to who is going to meet. So now, as a younger guy, you're already at the point where, you know what, you don't have to go to uni. So now it's almost like there's even more pressure on you because you don't even have any excuse anymore. You almost can't say, oh, I haven't gone to uni yet, my life cannot start yet, right? Because then they could now really pull out a list of people who are already doing well without uni. And then you're now thinking, okay, so at this point I already have to be a man. I have to already be thinking about how to like earn a living. Meanwhile, then it was just, okay, after secondary school is university straight. I'm still thinking about school. Nobody should expect anything from me yet. But right now it's like, nah, you don't have any excuse. Like, what do you mean you don't have money? Oh, I'm young. Well, that guy that is 19 also has money. He's driving a G-Wagon. That's already societal pressure, right? And you're already thinking, and then at that point you're thinking, wow, she's right.
I think, and you know,
he's
you
right.
saying
That guy that is 19 that's driving a G-Wagon, what am I doing with my life?
You saying that now, I'm just thinking about it now. Like, I feel like it's good to have high standards. One thing I think we should be careful on is, I always tell women this, when a man starts saying like, I don't even say women should drop their standards. Your standard is your standard. Whatever you want for your life, that's you. That's why I tell guys, if a girl is saying this standard, why are you angry at her? There's other girls that you go and find.
That will be
you understand?
standard,
So let her have her. But obviously, speaking opinion-wise, there's some standards that's not realistic for the average guy. Obviously, nobody wants the average person.
Of course.
But it's like I say, at 19, you want him to do this.
Yeah.
At 20, some of your fathers that are balling right now didn't have anything until 40.
Until 45, 50, yeah.
So the life you are living now is because they just started balling. In their 20, a lot of us are doing more than our fathers were in their age.
Definitely.
Like, even one day I had to like sit down. I'm not saying like, even for me, I didn't say like my dad didn't do stuff and all that because he did in his life. But then it's like, even me at my age, I said, you know what? I can't even let certain pressures get to me that I'll do what I can't do, if that makes sense. Like, because my race is my race. And like you said, when a man finds that out about himself, it's actually such a beautiful feeling.
It is such a,
because I tell people, you
literally sit back. You actually have a sit back moment. Like, you literally sit back and be like, oh, wow, this is such a relief.
Like, you know, now I'm not pressured by women anymore. In terms of, there's always going to be that pressure of, I want to make money for myself now, my family. Those are the two most important things.
Yes, really.
Then third, I will not lie, is for woman in terms of when I want to date. Because even now I said, in order for you to date, you need money. If you want to take her out, you need money. If you want her to be comfortable, you need money.
If you want to be happy, you need money.
I can't lie. That's why sometimes I leave girls alone. In terms of like, the times it sounds funny, but when I have excess money, there's a difference. When I have excess money, I'm outside.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Baby girl, you want to go out? Let's go. Let's go. What are you doing today? Do you want to go on a date today? Let's go. But when there's money now, it's selective. It's like, okay, baby girl, we can go out today, or okay, every other day. Are you free and all that? Then when it's like, you need to save, leave them alone.
Yep. I literally just step
leave
back.
them alone.
Like,
I'm not broke.
I'm not asking nobody for no dates.
Like, if I'm out now, for example, you can meet me.
Yes.
You can meet me, but again, and it's weird. It's like, because then, unfortunately, that's why I said, men, we get in trouble now, because when you now have that excess money, depending on how long it was for, you can have taken out 3 weeks in a row. You ask every time. Then she's like, where's that energy?
Yes. Oh my
But
days.
she doesn't realize, like, baby girl, I want to see. We can talk, but see, money now is. Now, there's a difference. Again, this is why I said the Nigerian pressure comes in. If it was the case, some girls, like, the kind of girls I'm sure we date are different, but for some guys, if the girl too, let's say once in a while, took care of a date or paid her half, budget day. But again, because of pressure now for some guys, they want to pay everything. Everything. Me, sometimes
so I would say, for lack of a better expression, it is in quotes to avoid see finish. Because the truth is, you're going out to get explained for you. The next thing, maybe we should talk to our friends. Like, can you even imagine? He didn't even offer to pay. I was even the one that like brought out my card. From there alone, I'm not even saying like from a general perspective now. So from there alone, and that's when the ego thing comes in, and that's why I said ego is definitely a part of the pressure thing. So then,
do you mind if a girl pays for you? By the way.
No, I don't mind. But thing is, but there's a huge but for me.
You see how you switch?
No, because definitely, no, I definitely have.
You said yes with confidence at first.
Well, I say yes, but there's a but. The but is the only way I get to buy. My friends even know this. The only way that I get to let any lady pay for me for going out on a date or whatever it is if we've already gone on like 3 other dates and I paid back to back, and then she's like, "Oh, okay, I want to get this," or maybe something happens and I'm like, "Oh." No, I don't think I want to go out. I'm already up for it now. And she's like, no, it's fine, I'll pay. And that's why we end up going out. Then I could agree to that again because I've done the 3 previous. So again, like I said, to avoid see finish. So there's no, can you imagine? He never offered. At least if I paid for 3 and you pay for 1, no one's going to look at me like that broke ass nigga. So yeah, nobody's trying to look broke. So again, pressure. Yes. I admittedly, I'm under the pressure.
Because even me, like, if I go out with a girl now, of course, I have money to pay for it. That's of course.
That's why you even go.
However, in the first place, subconsciously, not that I look for it, but I remember, even if it's first dates that you offer to pay for your bill, right? Subconsciously, I'll just, not that, again, I don't want to say that's what I look for. I'll remember, like, okay, like, fair enough. And even if there's some girls that will even fight you for saying, look, the first date, so you don't go and say, this boy paid for me and all that.
Yeah, they like to
remember that
like
kind of shit now and all. But then sometimes it puts me under pressure. I feel like women are also smart. Because when they do that kind of thing now, it's just like, let him see that I have money now. So now it's like, now your money has to be done.
Because it now first it has to match house, then pass.
These girls nowadays, another pressure we're not talking about, something I just realized, like societal pressures. Women are making money now, bro. And let's talk about Lagos especially, like, because we live in Lagos.
Bro, I don't even want to get into this.
A lot more girls. One thing I've learned just these last few years, especially like doing like what I do in my field, a lot of these girls have way more money than guys in terms of age, in terms of our age range, 30 below 20s and all that. These girls,
do you know how many?
I love it though. Do
you know how many 23, 24-year-olds I know that are rolling millions each?
Bro, Piggy Vest is making bar from these girls.
So another thing we should point out is this. Like I said, right? Before it took longer because everyone had to like finish a degree, start a career, do whatever it is, kind of get your work experience at least up 5 years before you even start making some kind of substantial standard of living. Now it is you can literally be in your bedroom, pick up your laptop, have one nice fresh idea, or just be good at making content, or just be good at creating lifestyle. I mean, travel. Do you know how many travel bloggers we have now? No. Mostly women.
And you know what's funny? I tell people I learned it's women that taught. I tell people one. I make a lot more money here from women because obviously women have their connects, their plugs. But even this content stuff you talked about, I never wanted to do content before. I'm one of those low-key guys. Even guys in Lagos, you don't see a lot of guys doing content, putting their face out there now. It's the women. But then when I sat back and started having conversations with some of these women about, are you actually making money from this thing? And bro, when they tell you how much some of them are, bro, I have a girl that told me, she's like, yeah, sometimes per post they give me 500,000 and I'm always posting. And I'm like, excuse me? You make it how much? The average salary, that man that's in bank right now that's working and all that.
Is pushing that
they're
for you.
They're paying you 500K a post.
And he's sweating and
you're like,
doing
wait,
back-to-back
so
marketing,
even like,
blah, blah, blah.
And you know what's funny? Even now saying that now, it's like, think about it. Girl saying she's making 500K a post. But if you see her travel and all that, you automatically say we sponsor and all that. Bro, she's making 500K a post. If she does 3 posts, that's 1.5.
You know the thing. Let me tell you. So let me tell you what the hack is. Yes, women pay for their shit when they go out, but if we're being very honest, and I mean brutally honest, there's hardly any woman that's paying for that Azul.
The man is paying.
There's hardly anybody paying for the Azul.
So that's why they have money, because they're saving their money.
Thank you very much. Like you and I now, we go out to Zoria. We're definitely the ones popping the Zoria. We're popping the Azul. We're definitely the ones popping the Don Julio.
I like to say disclaimer: don't go and put me under that kind of pressure now, because you go and say that now. Somebody go and I see it's once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon. That's when business has landed a hand. We go celebrate.
Fair enough. So like. When that happens recurrently, we are spending money back to back. And especially if you're a guy who's single, you know, dating different women, you're definitely taking one out every other Saturday or every Saturday. So,
that's true.
And eating out or going out generally in Lagos is not cheap, especially if, you know, depending on the standard of girl that you're trying to date. You hear some that
Did
like,
you really just say the standard?
yeah, no, it's true. But there's some girls that are steak girls, like, oh, you're only taking me to Black Pepper or nothing, right? And then there's some that are like, you know what, now we can do Chicken Republic and chill. I mean, no, you know, one person can also be both, right? You know, so yeah. And I think those things also push for what kind of pressure on, because every guy is trying to level up.
I hear stuff like that, I always say men are trash, because did you really just...
No, but for real, it's the truth. It's the truth. Like,
that's why I'm laughing, because I'm not lying.
It's
some girls you will take here, and then there's some girls
yes.
I can't take you unless you know.
Yeah.
But you know one thing you said with that, I'm trying to change now in terms of now, I don't even want to date the girls that I can take you one place and I want to date girls that
can do both.
I can take you everywhere.
Yes, exactly.
Because I don't want girls that is like, I'm trying to, that's why I said, that finished thing you said.
Yes.
Pressure. Is there a standard or a certain criteria a girl has to meet to be the kind of girl that can go here?
So again, let me tell you. So you see, because we're talking about pressures and how pressures are affected to be. Yeah, I'm gonna have to break it down for you. So the standards. See, this is how
Nigerian men, because when they want to be political, they
calm down.
Dust.
Yes, I know. Yes. I put on my politician voice.
Go ahead.
So the way men, I imagine, of course, I'm going to speak. I can't speak for everybody, right? But this is how I imagine a lot of other men think this way as well. There's a way certain men see taking someone out. It's an investment, whether we want to agree with it or not, right? Now, I can decide to invest in a land in Banana Island, and I can decide to invest in land in Aja.
Men are trash.
It's the truth. I mean, in the end, both are still investments, and both can still build me very nice houses, right? But they bring different values. And to me, I'll look and I'll be like, okay, you know what? I'd rather spend my money on Banana Island instead. So, you know, sometimes you meet some people that just kind of know, she could even be that she's a travel blogger. She's a food blogger. Okay. So, is that the person you want to take out to Yakoyo to go and eat?
Fair.
Do you get? Because in the end, she already has her exposure in a certain level, and she has, you know, she's seen things already. So you kind of want to meet up with that. And again, this now brings me up to where I was going to point out, guys are always trying to level up. And that's something that's also an after effect of pressure. Guys are always trying to. I'll give an example. Yahoo guys. The minute Yahoo guys touch small money, they want to now stop hanging out in the ras places. It's now I'm not eating.
Isn't that life? That's anybody.
In life. No, but I'm saying that even the level up is not your personal decision most times.
Or it's a society.
Yes, it's more like this is where you're now expected to be eating out in. This is where you're now expected to be buying drinks from.
At the same time, you doing that, you still, because that's why some of these Yahoo boys get casted, because they expect to be here, but then you're still dressed.
Your part is still exactly.
When you're not leveling up mentally,
exactly,
physically.
and you see, and that's like one unnecessary disadvantage rather of the pressure, right? So if you're taking someone out to one place, taking someone to another place, sometimes even the baby you're taking out to, it could even be Black Pepper. You know, you close your eye and like, you know what? Black Pepper is in VI, it's in Eco Atlantic. It's a very popular place for steak, right? But it's expensive.
Yeah, really? You know your food. Okay.
It's popular. They're popular for their meats.
I'm casting myself. Right. I'm the kind of guy that, I want a girl that I'll say, babe, let's go here. I know you've never been. I'll pay for it. Take me. I'm that kind of guy.
Shit, please, do you find them in Lagos? Because hook me up.
What?
Hook me up, because I haven't seen them in Lagos.
What do you mean?
The kind of girls who would just say, oh, do you want to go out to this place? Let me take you out.
No. I didn't say they take me out. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, after 2 dates or so, you know, I'm saying like,
right. I see what you mean.
So you know how you just suggested that place?
Yeah.
I actually
and they're like, if you want to go out to eat there, they're like, they go
for me,
it.
I'm bad at dating now in terms of like, if you go out with me on a date, you won't have a good time. But you know when you plan, especially in Lagos, if it's outside, see, I have fun outside because I'm a tourist, so I can do it. But here, to think of this restaurant, I don't even know. So it's like sometimes the girl will be like, yo, have you tried this place? No, I haven't, but you like it? All right, let's go there. I'll cover it. No problem. And we have a great time. So that's why I said I'm that kind of guy.
Yeah.
But I know you know the way you just said it so specifically.
Definitely.
Just like, I respect it.
So they're really known for their steaks, but they're really expensive, right? However, there's some babes you will take there and you'll be like, this was the right decision. But now here's where the problem with that kind of mindset is. This was the right decision is such a pressure move, because like you're thinking it's a right decision based on the fact that society, when you're telling your guys, or when she's telling her girls, which is the more important one, when she's telling her girls and she's like, oh, he took me out to this place, now you've gotten that validation you've been looking for.
I wish some people
now it's like, oh, he's the big boy I thought he was going to be. Bro, that's pressure back to back. Because I kid you not, if they tell you, okay, you know that place you went to last week, my friends really liked it. They say they want to try it as well, so I'm going to come with some of my friends. Let's go out.
But now, and that's why make that decision saying no.
And that's why the pressure thing now starts to surface, because it's like, hey, I could only handle it for one person, and I could probably only handle it like maybe once every 6 months, bro.
So you know what's funny? You saying that now is like, I also fall for that now. I mean, obviously, we all do no matter what. As much as I'm even saying, hell no.
Yeah.
Women are smart. There's a way they're going to come and finesse it and be like, oh, by the way, I didn't plan for this. You two, you can't really say no.
And like, if you're someone who has like more ego issues than the next guy, bro, that pressure is already hitting you. Let me
give you an example.
Because next thing is like, she said, I can't handle this.
Can I give an example?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Sunday last year, for example, now. Obviously, you get all those messages. Hey, Madeaux, hey. I had to discipline myself to tell God, look, this is how you eat Madeaux. So you have to say no. But obviously, there are those ones you have soft spots for. Hey, Madeaux. It starts from there. Oh, nah. You say yes. You've opened. And the thing as men is annoying. Once you say yes to one small thing, you've opened the Pandora's box. Because she might not ask you tomorrow that same day, a few days after.
And it might even be something, it could even be something ideally you should be good for, because everybody else is usually good for it. But bro, at that time, you're not really.
Like, bro, I remember one girl now came. I remember Sunday last year was completely sold out. And to the point that it was like we could go into debt by taking more people.
Right.
Of course, what do most girls do, or most Nigerians do? Last minute, the day before the event. This girl I invited time ago told me she can't come. Day before, oh my God, Madeaux, hey, another. And you know, girls do this thing that pisses me off. When they message you and they do this thing, oh my God, you're gonna hate me, but oh my God, this thing just came up. I don't hate you. Now I hate you. In fact, because you said that,
hate you. If it's coming in as a text, I'm not reading the next few messages.
When I read stuff like that, you tell me, oh, you're going to hate me. I will hate you. If you didn't say anything, I just said, look, this is why I tell women sometimes, just be honest. Just say, look, Madeaux, this thing came up. Can you do this? You know what? I got you. No problem. All that. When you start trying to do that emotional manipulation, I'm looking at you like, am I a dickhead? So this girl came, of course, day before. Oh my God, I know you said you wanted me to come, but 3 of my friends want to come. Huh? Baby girl, you know if 3 of your friends come, I'm going to cover that cost. This is my bit. Wait, I'm even calculating in my head. 20, 40, 60, 80. I still have to pay for their food. Papa, wait, too. For this girl that, okay, she's cool people, I like her, but I'll pay over 100 something. No, but nah. As a man, there's a point you have to say, on my way to.
So I think it's now important for us, because we don't have a lot of time left, right? So I think it's now important for us to now really tell the men out there when they need to know that, look, the pressure is hitting. Because in the end, this entire topic is to like kind of let people know. Because some men think about it, but they think about it in passing like, it's pressure, no wala. But they don't actually know it's a problem, right? They don't actually know these things actually affect your day to day. So we can share some tips. I don't know if you have any. I can think of 1 or 2 now that I can share with you guys. I'll go after you. It's basically just how to manage pressure, because you can't completely avoid the pressure, right? It's almost impossible.
As much as we are even talking ourselves, when it's in your face, or the right girl catches you.
So it could even be that it's your parents that are billing you. It could even be that it's your family members that are billing you, right? And it ends up coming back to some pressure that you feel like you're doing it out of being cajoled, out of being convinced to do it, right? But it's not something you would have really wanted to do. So I think most importantly, it's very, very, very key that you discover yourself. Like by that I mean, if you know you're the kind of person who, okay, well, normally I won't do this, but this person is dear to me, I would. That's the kind of person you are. Then it means if the situation presents itself, then you could go ahead and help the person. You could go ahead, come through for the person. But if you're the kind of person who would regret it later on, then it's just telling yourself the truth and be like, you know what, I can always say no. Like, I'm allowed to say no. That's where men always kind of have that problem. They believe they're not allowed to say no. Because I'll give an example. If a girl is asking me out on a date now, for example, or if a girl is asking a guy out on a date and she's the one who's going to pick a place, and then she picks a place and I know the place is expensive, a guy already feels like he can't say no.
Because it's like, oh, what she think about me?
Dead guy.
Oh, now she can't. But bro, it's like you have to tell yourself.
You have to tell yourself that, look,
you have to ask yourself. if the girl you're dating right now, fair, that's why I said women should never lower their standard of what they want.
Yeah.
But for you as a guy, if you can't do that right now, but you can afford other stuff, and you say no to her, if she reacts in a negative way that she's like, you can't do this. Why do you want to be with that kind of girl in the first place?
In the first place?
Why do you want to be with that kind of girl in the first place?
And most guys don't give themselves that opportunity, because you know how women always say men like wicked women, right? It comes back to that. Like, so it's not necessarily about us liking wicked women, but it's just like we don't know how to say no. Because the no thing comes with a lot of ego tarnishment. You
saying that, I told somebody that's one of the greatest lessons I learned this past year, learning how to say no. Because I'm the same way. I didn't know how to say no. Yeah, same.
But I think every guy's been through
that
phase.
That I know how to say no, I'm not perfect, again, like we talked about, but saying no has saved me so many problems that I did not realize till later on. So it's like, for example, there's pressures everywhere. When it comes to family, for example, there's pressure of trying to make it for a lot of us that are not in the professional sector, that are in entertainment, in, entrepreneurs. Exactly. There's that pressure now that, you have to make it. But then when you make it, there's a pressure now of, do I have to take care of these people and all that? Yeah. But you have to also, again, it's telling yourself, like, I know my means, I know my limit. There's that.
Exactly. So they should always know
pressure with your peers and all that. Like, sometimes there's a pressure of, before you make it, of, I have to make it because these guys are doubting me that all these things is,
I have to
these
make
guys
it
are relying on me to make it. Then when you make it,
everybody needs to make it. I need to make it.
Like there's now after when you make it now, there's a pressure of, okay, do I need to take care of these people, take care of these people? But then again, when you learn to start saying no, then you realize the pressure is actually less because you know yourself. Then, like you said, even when it comes to women too, there's a point that you know yourself now that saying no is going to benefit my life.
Yeah,
when it comes, because if I can say no to this, that means I can say no to that.
Yeah.
If I can say no to that, it's just a cycle that I'm only going to say yes to the things that are going to elevate me or make me better.
Yeah. Some guys get lucky and end up discovering this part of them at earlier stages in their lives, and it kind of shapes them better and stuff like that. For the ones who still get like reeled in and still get carried away by stuff, I mean, we could also again just reiterate that it all comes down to knowing who you are, knowing how to say no, where okay, you know what, this thing, I don't think I'm going to be happy if it goes through. I don't think I want to be part of it, right? But most guys will still be like, okay, but it's a girl I've been trying to meet for a while. Even if I'm going to be uncomfortable, let me just close my eye.
I feel like guys
need that close my eye thing is where we need to actually nip it in the bud, because a lot of guys don't know, but it ends up damaging them mentally, because then they start to feel like they're insufficient.
I feel like a lot of guys need to understand something though from what you just said though, because really and truly, nobody cares. Like when you sit down and think about it, nobody actually cares about you except for again, it's when you say it's God too, that there's certain people that God places in your life that actually care. But really and truly, nobody else cares about what you're doing, all that. If a lot of guys, it's hard, it's easier said than done. Because even as we're talking now, we still
go through, of course. If I might be living here now, somebody's about to build me and I cannot say no.
I have peace of mind. I'm okay. But I'm saying, like, in that regard now, it's like once you understand that nobody cares, it's more about what you care for.
Yeah.
More, bro, there's a peace, like you said, that you have, that you don't even need to chase. That it's just like, I can rest with peace of mind. But there's women all over this world. That's one thing we forget, especially in Lagos.
Yeah.
Because we'd be like, Lagos babes are beautiful, they're fun and all that.
But that's just one race. That's just one ethnicity. Thank you. That's just one little.
Bro, do you realize when you travel outside, like for example, it's like guys joke around and say this thing about pressure. Like, we have our pressures here. When we go outside, they love us too.
Oh, yes.
You know how, like, for here, guys are the ones that are stressing, sweating.
Yeah.
Pressure.
If you go outside
if we enter America or London right now,
bro. I know what you mean, because all my experiences, every time especially in ATL, bro, I go to ATL, I spend almost nothing. Like, the women I know that are just about to take care of me.
Because they have money.
They're about to take care of me. I'm just like, shit, and then when I come back, I'm like, back to this fucking reality.
Bro, I told somebody.
Chidima is about to ask me now.
I told somebody,
I'm going to take her out to Spice.
When I'm in London, when I'm in America now, I will still move to women the way I should. But like you said, more girls will move to you in a way that you feel good about.
Yeah,
not even in a cocky way.
It's almost like wow, okay, I still got it a little bit.
Like I remember, like when I was in America, I was in London last time, and then like girls would be like, "Yo, you fine?" And then even me too, I'll be shy. Like, you think that about me? You think because in Lagos are not used to. He's like, oh, I have to do this for this bit. So, and then girls even there, bro, be like, you know what? We should go out sometime.
Bro, see, actually, and this is a topic for another time, like a whole other topic for another time. But like, I will just throw it in there, just a bit of off the topic we're on now. But like, how women treat Nigerian men outside the country
is so different than here.
My women come pick me up. Like, it's like, hey, okay, so I'm around the corner. I'm just gonna pick you up. We're gonna grab lunch, and I'm just here like, wow.
I feel like
would Ineka ever do this for me?
No.
Will Amaka ever do this for me?
What, bro?
Will Tony ever do this for me?
I looked at my phone, and then
Tony will even tell me that, wow, you're booking Uber, you can't come and pick me up.
I looked at my phone one day, right, and I was just like, I was actually sad one day, like not even sad in a bad way. It's just like, damn, I miss dating outside, you know, because you can randomly be chilling. One girl just be like, yo, I heard from you in a minute. What are you doing? Let's go out. Let's do this. Oh, are you free this time? Like, you actually asked me to go out. But then for some Lagos, again, I'm saying some because I don't like generalizing.
Yeah, of course.
But then for some Lagos girls now, it's like you can't even get that invitation to come out. It's like you expect me to take you out. You're ready to go out with me. The funny thing is, a lot of them want to go out with you.
It's just,
you haven't said anything. They're your friend self.
You're the one to make the plan.
Because you've not asked them. And it's like, yo, if you ask me, do you realize that I'll be so happy I'll say, you know what? I'll even come and pick you up.
So, you know the funny thing, even this thing you've mentioned now, like, is a pressure thing, because even some guys would even tell you, oh, I haven't made plans with her yet. That's why we've not gone out. We're so conditioned. It's like how you've just said now that, you know, she would say that I haven't made any plans. So she's not going to say anything about going out.
Oh,
even to the guy, he's like, oh, the reason I've not gone out with that baby yet is because I've not made plans. Bro, we're so conditioned into it that we don't even know.
And it's a pressure in a way, because even now I thought about it, like, I'm a very spontaneous nigga. Like, I'm the kind that, it sounds bad, but I don't plan dates, because I'm more of something like, if I like you, I'm like, yo, what are you doing right now? I'm out here. I'm going to go do this. Do you want to come with me as my guest? It's not, oh, I'm thinking of you last minute. It's because the way my days go now is very busy. But it's like, you know, I want you to accompany me here, that from here, we can even do this. We can do that. Again, bill is never an issue if I'm asking you out. Yeah. It's just the planning beforehand. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I ain't thinking about it.
Fair enough.
There's a lot on this topic, but we've done well.
Well, I mean, I think for today, we kind of covered what we need to cover.
We've done well. But
I mean, if the fans need a part 2 of this one.
If you need a part 2, put it on the comments under. But I feel like, you know, we're going to be back again for another episode. Another beautiful episode. You know, state your opinions, your thoughts about what you see about this, because we actually want to see from people.
We want to know what everyone's thinking.
All right, so again, till next time, y'all, shout out to everybody. Subscribe as you
need
to.
On our YouTube.
I'm Michael Scenario. I'm Scenario on Deck on Instagram, on TikTok. So follow me.
Yep, and I'm Muriel Gunkoya at Ulumarawa on all my platforms. Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok.
You still use Snapchat?
Everybody still has a Snapchat. I mean,
I have it, but I don't use it.
Snapchat in Lagos, another topic for another day, because my G, I have some comments.
I've heard.
Oh my days,
another topic for another day. I've heard. But until next time, y'all. Thank you. Tune in next time. But yeah.